Good morning, this is Kim McGillis coming you live from Regina. It's 11:03 Central Time. Hello to my friends back home in Ontario. See you next week. Whoop, whoop. I cannot wait to see you guys. I will be sending a last reminder about the card class that's coming up. I have a couple of things coming up next week for my Ontario friends, so I cannot wait to create and get to see you. I'm very excited about the card today. Super, super excited. Another different fun fold type of card. So that's pretty fun. If ever you're watching me live, please say hello. If ever you're catching me in the replay, please say replay so I know. And I would love to know where you're from. I'm starting to know a couple of you where you do live, so that is kind of fun. And thank you for sharing all the time. It's a beautiful Friday. I don't know if you have plans for this weekend. We like to go to a coffee shop. We try to try different types of coffee shops in Regina. Like to go sit there, have a little snack. It's kind of fun as well. Okay, so Fridays are normally like the quiet day. I think people have a lot of things going on because it's the weekend. But you could always catch the replay, and I just can't wait to share what the projects are all about today. Hi, Stacy. How are you? So today is the last day to take advantage of the sale. So don't forget, if ever you are thinking of getting new ink pads, blends, there's that big sale from the annual catalog. So you might want to look into it. And there's also like bundles, like the stamps and dies that are also on sale. And it's all sales part of the annual catalog. So that's kind of fun. Gotta have a little sip of coffee this morning. So our dog, Riley, she's like, Mom, let's go to the dog park. But because of the day that she got attacked, now I'm trying to avoid the specific time. So she's like, Mom, what are you doing this morning? Like, I really want to go. And I'm just giving her like a little bit of a change in schedule. So we're late for coffee. We're late for everything. Hi, Sandy. Good morning as well. Do you ladies have big plans for the weekend or? Next week, I'm not too sure if I'm going to go live every day. I am flying back out. I do have to travel to Edmonton and then I'm going back to Ottawa. So it's going to be a big day. I'm not sure if I'm going to do like an earlier live, but I will warn you just in case. But that's going to be my plans. So we are continuing today with the Yuletide Village, which I simply adore. And today we are building an actual village. So we are building that village. Stacy's saying that she will be crafting. That is amazing. Actually, this morning I had the little music going down and I was just finalizing some steps about something that I'm working with, but I can't show you right now. It's like a sneak peek, so I can't show you right away. But anyways, I had the music going. It's very grayish here. There's no snow apparently, but still. Oh my gosh, Sandy's heading to a crop tonight and tomorrow. She'll be making Christmas cards. That's amazing. I used to do a full retreat weekend and give pillow gifts and that sort of thing, and I miss it tremendously. I'm almost thinking, oh, I should start doing these full weekends again. I rent a hotel and then we have this big hall, so I'm really tempted to do that again for sure. Okay, so I am gonna lower you and we are gonna start looking at how this week has been building. Hello Nicole, hope you are well. J'espère que tu vas bien. Perfect. I'm just gonna tweak this on this side. Now let's see our table. Yeah, not too bad. Next week I am gonna plan on getting that extender so we have a little bit more room. So this is how our week is going. My blog is still not cooperating. I'm working with someone just because it's not released in the emails. Here is card 1, the basic. And I think I saw someone saying, yeah, I do love the basic stamping, no fancy thing, that sort of thing. So that's okay. Like we could all have our different styles. So basic is good as well as fancy things. And then we talked about the shakers. So there is today on my blog a post about adding this component of the shaker on a card, or you could use it as an embellishment or even an ornament for the Christmas tree. So, and then I also had featured some little mini cards, so that's kind of cute too. And I'm always using the same project, so then you get to see everything together. Good morning, Amy. Hope you were well. Sandy's saying crops are so fun. Then yesterday was a fun fold. So I do love our fun fold. And once again, the simple version, no funky, fancy shakers. So I do love this component. I find it's very cute and very easy to duplicate. Of course, you have the coloring with the blends, but really. And then here is the shaker version. And then I decided to add on the inside. I can't remember if I did it before or after. Sometimes I keep playing after I'm done. And then I also did the ornament or the gift tag, which is very similar to this one. And yesterday, I can't remember who was asking me about this. I just want to show you something a little bit different just before we get on with our project. You know how I said that yesterday I was working on the complicated part? Remember, we did the layering, we added the image, we added that rim of adhesive, which was these here. And then I decided to cut in a rim around. Just gonna show you a different card. If you look at this here, this portion is a lot simpler. And what I mean by that is instead of cutting a rim, like, you know, a second snow globe like I did yesterday, and you could rewatch the video from yesterday, what I did with this card is you're only cutting your cardstock, you're putting your window sheet right underneath, but there's no rim cutting. So if you want that simpler version, then you could do that as well. And that will alleviate that you have to put that rim around the card. Not sure if that makes sense to you. If ever another day I could show you, but this is a simpler version without needing to add that rim. So just saying. So on with our project today. We are building a village. Do you know what masking means? I'm assuming old technique. If you're an old crafter like I am, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So we are still using the Yuletide Village. And then when I saw that collection, I was instantly thinking to myself, why not build the entire village across our card? So I'm sure if we look online, there's piles of people that have done it. And but that was my vision in a sense. So you're gonna take a piece of white cardstock. So Stacy's just saying, yes, thank you, Kim. I would love to see how that one is done too. Sometimes, please, when you have time. Absolutely. So we're gonna take a piece of cardstock this morning. It's 5.5 by 8.5. Ooh, so we're doing a little bit different this morning. And what I'll be doing is we're gonna be scoring at 3 and at 6. It's like, I kind of call it a fun fold. Very different. And it's not a slim card where it's a super long card that you will make, but it's a still of a card that you could use your envelope that fit a regular card. So what I'm saying by that is it will still fit in here. As for a slim card, it wouldn't fit in our regular envelopes. So I really wanted that fit, that it would still be able to put it in there. And you'll see it is pretty snug, so you just need to give it a good big crisp fold. And I must have a bone folder here. Let's grab this part. I'm gonna go just tired. Then I'll go on the opposite side. So there you have it. This is my piece, and this is how it's gonna open for today. Now, I am continuing with the same way of what I was doing this week. I'm using the Round We Go dies, and this is the portion that I want to create a border. If you have border punches, then you're good, but I don't. So this is how I'm going to be doing it. And then I'm just going to be adding slightly a second piece because I want a full border. And this line right here makes it perfect that I could just add my piece like this. So I'm just going to place it right here. You'll also need that designer series paper that we've been using every single day this week. And we're going to be using just like a 3/4 of an inch. I think, let's just set. I just want to make sure. Yeah, so 3/4 of an inch by 5.5. So this will go at the base of our card on the inside. So I'm just going to open this portion right here while this dries. And then I'm just going to place it right here. So when our card closes, then we have this image. If you don't want the fussy knickknacks, then you don't need to add any borders. It looks pretty just as like this. Roxanne is saying, good morning from Southern California. Have a blessed weekend, everyone. Oh, good morning to you as well. My husband was actually asking yesterday, he's like, do you want to go to California? He says, I had a friend invited us. So right now I just booked our flight last night for us to go back in Ontario for Christmas. And I'm already having anxiety of leaving my dog here because we will not fly her. We don't want her to go under a plane. So we would have to drive and then we're not there long enough. So now we have to find someone to come and watch her. And that's creating anxiety. So you see the line, it just folds perfectly. Like it just falls great that I just needed to snip a little bit. So I might go one day, Roxanne, to California. I also have like some of my crafty friends that live in that area, and I think they often do like this crop thing, so it would be nice to visit as well. Good morning, Paul. How are you? How was Costco? Paul went to Costco yesterday. We were chatting about the craziness of Costco. Okay, so now I have my border. I'm just gonna give it a little wipe. I don't know, I'm like a messy crafter this morning. Okay, so now we've got this part. And really, I could have waited to add my border, but I didn't. So don't repeat that step, actually. It's me chit-chatting and not paying attention. So now look at this. What I decided to do is I decided to use sticky notes, just a regular sticky note, and this is going to be for our masking. So I've already stamped my image, I fussy cut my sticky note, and there we have it. Just going to add this morning right here. And then I'm going to start with the church because I feel like the church is the most important building in our village. And I just want it central. So I'm going to use Early Espresso. And mine has had a lot of love. It needs re-inking for sure. And then I'm just going to stamp my church right in the middle. There you have it. So now my church is right here. I'm going to take my sticky note and I'm just going to add it right on top of the image that I just stamped. And now that's the time where there's 4 buildings in this stamp set. You could layer it and decide, okay, this is how I want to see this stamp set. No, I want this one to be there because I think that house would be better. or no, I don't really want to cut the snowman out, so I'm just gonna put this here. So with your sticky notes, you can start building your home. So for this one, I'm gonna go like this because I've already done the opposite. So you're just building your little village. Does that make sense? Paul was saying when he went to Costco, he left with more things that was on the list. I would actually say, Paul, that when my husband goes to Costco, the bill is a lot cheaper than when it's me. Okay, so now I've decided that this is the portion where I'm gonna add my house. Perfect. So this one is gonna be there. I could have gone a little higher if I wanted to show a full snowman, but, and then this little house is gonna be on the opposite side. So I'm just gonna remove my sticky note once again. So this is called masking. Do you love this technique? If so, you could do a thumbs up, a little heart, if you're familiar with it. It's kind of, you wanna add some images and want to not go on top of the others. So now I'm just gonna go here, remove all of these, and now I have my little village. So here we have it. When I close it up, then it just makes it very pretty. So I'm just gonna pull out my other one because I do not want to color. You've seen me color all week. So if you look at this village, here it is. And I did pop up this house right here. You don't have to, it's up to you, but then you just decorate and embellish the way that you want. So that makes it pretty cute, right? So it's a fun card to do. And then on the inside, because I didn't want this house to feel lonely and I only had room for 3, I decided to put it on the inside right here. You could also add a little greeting, but then when you open it up, I also have this portion where there's a gift card. And you know, I have a golden retriever, so I decided to put a golden retriever. My only suggestion is look at this side and here. You might want to use the thick cardstock if you don't want to have that look on the opposite side, or else you'll have to double because there is a little bit of the blends that go through. So thick cardstock for the white instead of using regular like I did. So now we have another step. I was thinking to myself, what can I do next? Wait, Joan, we're not done. We're not done at all. So I was like, okay, what can I do next? So then I went and I grabbed myself another piece of white cardstock because it is so thick and it opens like this. And you know, I'll do photos and stuff, but I don't want this card to keep flapping open. So I took a piece that is 3/4 by 7. So I'm going to create a belly band. So because we were already using our embossing folder earlier this week, I was like, okay, let's take out that belly band and then just grab that same embossing folder, which is the Forever Plaid, if ever you're just joining us, and then add that in here to add texture to our belly band. So I'm just gonna grab my plate, and then we're gonna do this extra thick belly band. And then I'm not done because I was like, okay, so this is how my brain processes. And I was saying that a couple of weeks ago. The more you create, the more you'll have ideas. The less you create, the less ideas you have. So that's why you have to watch others. You have to case from the catalog. You have to case other people. So now here's my belly band. And you're gonna put it on the opposite side. And then you're just gonna flip it on top here and on top here. And the reason why I want you to flip it on this side is because we're gonna be adding a church on top of here. So it's gonna be a church on top of a church, if that makes sense. So we're just gonna add some adhesive. Like this. Now, I was organizing my stuff. Back home, I have this beautiful piece of furniture where I put all my cut up pieces, but here it's such a tiny spot that I was like, what can I do? So I just grabbed some little folders and then I could just use my scrap pieces. So if you have great tips of how you organize your craft room, I would love to know. Like, I would really like to know. Especially that this space is a lot smaller. Back home, I have 2 spots, so I do have the 2 spaces, which is a lot more fun. But it tends that I spread, right? Okay, so now I'm just gonna grab my church. I'm gonna go like this. And we're just gonna fussy cut that church. Now, do you see where I'm going with this? What is she doing with her church? She had the most beautiful card. So again, by the time I finish, let me know if you prefer the belly band version or just the plain version. So let's see. You don't need to add the snow if you don't want to, but up to you. So you'll layer your church exactly on top of where the other church is. Now I'm just gonna snip slightly underneath because I don't want to lose that layout of the look of its own. So this collection, next Saturday, I'm having an event in Ontario. Is going to be part of an add-on. I'm not just doing this collection. There is another bundle that I'm working with that I haven't shown on live, but this will be the add-on for those who are coming to my event in Ontario. We always do a potluck. It's kind of fun. So, okay, so now the church is just going on top of here, and you would just decorate the church. So what happens is it will just slide off and then you'll still have the church underneath. Does that make sense? And then it closes it up. Now, I did go shop at the dollar store. I'll go do a little version here where you'll see the church. You'll have both. You'll see both images. And this one will have a Velcro on the inside. So it's just going to go like this. So that's going to be the difference of this one. And then this one will have the belly band. So I didn't want to bore you again with my coloring because you've seen me color all week. But what I decided to do is I kept the same process and images. And I've added my bow. Somebody said, oh, I love how you make your bows. Well, thank you for that. So my bow is from the online exclusive. So I used the gold twisted thread. And you know, I'll be using it again because I do have to play with that full collection of its own. So Roxanne is saying that she loves the belly band idea. I would love to know which one you like. Belly band, without belly band. Like, you know, I'll be adding some colors here, but then you'll get to see on my blog post for tomorrow, both the different ones right here. Now, could we add in some snowflakes? Absolutely. But I just thought, you know what? I didn't want to keep it, I didn't want to make it too complicated. I wanted it to make it simple. I wanted to look classy. I thought it was the best way of adding a gift card too on the inside, adding that greeting on the inside. So Sandy's saying she's not usually a belly band fan, but I love it on this card. And the thing is, Sandy, because we're using the same image, the card stays. But, you know, adding Velcro, like a little round Velcro, is another option, right? If you don't want that belly band. Joan is saying with belly band, so cute. Amy's saying belly band. And of course, you know what? We're just using all our strips. So you know that I will have to make a frame to go with this entire collection to make it pretty. Now let's recap our week. And I want to show you something else. So when we started earlier this week, we made these cards, which were shakers. Then I decided, you know what? Let's add them in a box. So now all my cards will be able to fit in the box, and I'll be doing every single little house, and these will be going right in here with their envelopes. So the envelopes are here. So all 4 houses are gonna go in here. And then there's still some space to add some of the tags. They'll be snug, but they fit in there as well. So do you see where I'm going with this? And then I just grabbed some country lace DSP. This is for my top, and then my lid is gonna coordinate. This is a bigger one for another box, but still I'm just gonna embellish that. And then we could add our big tag at the front. I'm sorry, I forgot to put this one in there. And actually, you know what? Now that I think of it, we could add a little village at the bottom. Yeah, so I have to keep crafting. Like, you know, now I want a little village at the bottom. It's gonna make it even prettier. I could add the tag, I could leave it behind. So this is just to give you a little bit of an extra view of what's coming up, and you'll get to see it posted a little later on today. But I just find that it's a very cute gift that we could hand in to someone for sure. And by adding that extra card, this one will fit on the inside as well, right? Because I said I was keeping my 5.5, then it's a great gift. And then I always like to add other things like pens and also like a little pad of paper. So you'll get to see the full layout. Amy's saying, I need a tutorial on how to make it. Yeah, actually, like tutorials, like I think I get about like 150 people sending me messages about all the tutorials. I have the snow days tutorial coming out this weekend. I have last week's sophisticated sled non-traditional that's almost done. It just needs a little bit of videos, but everything has been typed in. So if ever what you want to do is go to kimmcgillis.com, and then you should see them popping in because I'm not going to be live tomorrow. I'm assuming there's one tutorial that's going to be there already. So you'll be able to go in the tutorial section, especially if you're from different countries because you can't attend my class or can't attend, get my bundles. For sure, like when you do order for my existing classes, what I do include is I always give little treats, and it's like little pillow gifts and that sort of thing. So when you get your box in the mail, it comes in, I'm just gonna show you the snow days. So these are snow days. I made too many, but I'm just gonna show you an example. So I had some punches that were from the clearance rack from last year. So this is like a pillow gift for my Canadian customers. And then I added a create sign, you know, the create sign. And then all the snowflakes, the ribbon, which was back ordered, and all the other items. So I love to treat. And then on the top part, it's like a pizza box. Chris is like, who are those pizza for? Then I just put the name of the person. Actually, you can't see it from here, to coordinate. And then those are my kits to go. So there's always something special. You see a little bit now. So I do have 2 left that I'll be posting. So little special things. So anyways, in my store section, you will see Amy the PDF. And if you are local to me in Ontario, stay tuned because next Saturday there's a fun class coming your way. So my town is L'Orignal, which means moose. So enjoy your day. See you next week. Bye-bye.